Hola amigos and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 3. I'm in a pretty good mood today. What are we doing? What are we doing today? Flying the Nautilus, that's what we're doing. We're getting into a random encounter right at the start. Oh, chimeras. No matter, they shouldn't be too tough. I mean, after all, they're enemies. They're flying enemies, so we can hit them with a wind-based attack, right? Alright, what wind-based attacks do we have? Arrow, of course! Haha! And I don't know if these have any elemental resistances, so let's use Ice 3 on one of them anyway. So, last time we went through the Magic Circle Cave, which was not a terribly friendly place. It was full of enemies that really didn't like me. Well, I guess the enemies did like me, but I don't really like them. And, today, we're gonna be taking on the, if I remember correctly, it's called the Temple of Time. And you may be wondering, what? The Temple of Time? What are we playing, Legend of Zelda? And I'm here to say, no, we're not. Well, we could be, if you ask politely, but I mean, I'm personally not playing Legend of Zelda right now. You might be, but I'm not. So what happened between this and the last update? I got admitted to the hospital. You may be asking, wait, what did you go to the hospital for? Well, I stayed an entire weekend at the mental place. I can't really say mental institute, but it was the psychiatric ward and... oh. More enemies, but I'm gonna leave them in because I'm talking about the psychiatric ward. I had written a note, and the school thought that it was a suicide note, so they kinda got worried, so I went to the hospital and such, and, pretty much, hospitals are nice to visit, but not very nice to stay in. You may have figured that one out for yourself, but that's just a thing, you know. Fun, kinda nice to visit. It was a very nice hospital, the Calvert Memorial Hospital in Calvert County and such. And you know what Calvert County, Maryland is. If you've ever watched an episode of Speeders, they often have clips from that area and stuff. I live right next by to a place that's been on television. I feel so lucky. But anyway, turn on. And, the things about the hospital are, no television in every room. Not even sure if we're gonna keep that one in because there wasn't really anything important in it and such. So you may be wondering, what is it like at the hospital and such? Or at least in the psychiatric ward and stuff. Imagine it's kinda like a hotel, except you actually have to interact with other people, and you get interrupted by a staff person every 5 minutes while you're trying to sleep in your room, because there really isn't anything else to do. You don't even get a television in your room. There was a PlayStation there, and... just gonna make this quick. On the PlayStation, they had a couple of games, including 2 copies of Crash Bandicoot 3, warped for some reason. Tekken, Ridge Racer, Rayman, and interestingly enough, they didn't have like Mega Man 8 or Mega Man X4 or something, but they did have Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, I think is the one on PlayStation. It's the one where you have the opening with Richter Belmont and he's confronting Dracula. It's like, you think you're fighting the final battle at the beginning of the game and stuff, and he's just like, die, monster, you don't belong in this world. You know, that one. And I actually hadn't played a Castlevania game before that, and, confusing, but I think with a strategy guide, it would be pretty darn fun to play through. Alright, so, one of the other things that, oh, new enemies. Ice flies. Kinda like the firefly enemies we encountered earlier, only ice-based. Instead of casting fire-based spells, they will cast ice-based spells. And they usually cast spells quite a bit. I don't know if these have any melee attacks or anything. One thing I should note is the fact that you'd think, because you may have played Final Fantasy IV and such, you might be thinking, oh, hey, you know what? All the level 1 spells, and all the level 2 spells, and all the level 3 spells should do the same amount of damage, right? I mean, Ice 3 should deal the same amount of damage as Thunder 3, or Bolt 3, and Fire 3, right? Well, you'd be wrong in that department. Ice 3 has a base power of, about 80, I think. Bolt 3 has a base power of around 100. Fire 3 has a base power of 150. So, yeah, that's, quite a bit. If you were thinking all spells are made alike, you'd be wrong, and we're ever going to get out of this place. No random encounters? Okay, good. Alright, so now our Nautilus has the ability to go under the water. And... oh, hey. New enemies! Karga and Charybdis. Charybdis look a lot like, coral reef versions of the Malboro enemies that you, find in some of the later Final Fantasy games and such. Charybdis don't have that much attack power, and Kagras... I really don't know about them, either. Enemies underwater are kind of the same as enemies above water, or on the water, I guess, in the fact that they are weak to electric-based spells. And where are we going, you might be wondering? We're actually going to go to a special place that, it's not really, you don't have to go to this area of the game, but I'm going to, show it off right then and there. And no, it's not the secret dungeon where the Iron Giant is. You can't fight the Iron Giant in this version of the game. The Iron Giant is DS exclusive. You need Wi-Fi in order to get to it. I forgot all the details, so I'll probably just put in like a little description somewhere off to the side, or on the main thing, and just show the game off to the side somewhere, and just tell you the details to the, getting the Iron Giant mini-boss. So now that we're underwater, rather nice little music here, and there's a gap somewhere. Alright, so I'm willing to bet that if we... So we can't access the secret village yet. For those who don't know, the secret village is pretty much where you can buy pretty much every spell in the game except for level 8 spells. Level 8 spells include Flare, Meteor, and stuff on that level. You can also buy up to level 5 for the summon spells. No, this is the wrong part of Salonia if we want to heal. Level 5 summon spells means Chocobo, Ifrit, Ramu, Shiva, and Titan. The last 3 summons are Bahamut, Odin, and Leviathan. All 3 of which are optional, all 3 of which are also very powerful. I think the main version, the summoner version of the Odin summon, deals like either a hefty amount of damage or just kills every enemy with a Zentetsuken and stuff. And I never understood what Zentetsuken meant. It has something to do with a sword, I know. Alright, sorry about that, just needed to get some magic keys. Man, and also, quite a bit of this recording session is gonna get cut out, because I already had 1 failed attempt at this dungeon, thanks to enemies. These enemies, in particular, Mage Chimeras. Remember when I said the Chimeras were easy? And I remember when I said at the dungeon, at the beginning of the dungeon, that mage chimeras are easy. No such luck, Tonto. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Mage chimeras have a somewhat decent physical attack and such. Usually it doesn't deal too much damage. But the main kicker is the fact that they use thunder, and their version of thunder isn't as powerful as the version Garuda uses. But if you're down to just one party member, you really don't want to get hit by it. It can deal somewhere around 300 damage to a lone party member, so you really want to be careful about that. We're gonna get a new sword for Leo, by the way, because we know he loves swords. And we're also gonna get a bit more equipment as well. There aren't any bosses in this dungeon. This is a bossless dungeon. There is an enemy that we might encounter that seems boss-like, but really, there are no bosses in this dungeon. The next boss we're going to be facing is a bit of a different story. It's an optional boss, and we will want to kill him, but he's not going to go down without a fight. Diamond Helmet. Diamond Helmet is definitely going to be good. Diamond Helmet reduces damage from electric-based spells, I think, which is very good against these thunder-using enemies here and such. If we give them a chance to use it, of course. Diamond equipment is still very, very good for this part of the game. I don't know how long this recording session is going to be. If it's going to be an hour-long recording session, I know we're going to cut a lot of this out. Quite a few battles, quite a few other things and such. Alright, so let's do the next magic key and unlock that door. I hope we have enough to get all the loot in this place. Alright, found a diamond armlet. Can he equip the diamond armlet? No, he can't. Aw, how sad. Alright, let's see. Raph was the last one alive on my previous attempt, so I'm gonna give him the diamond armlet. And it's windy outside. I can kind of feel hear the house shaking a bit, I guess. How can I hear shaking? Oh! Oh, no! No, no, no. Just what I wanted to not see. These enemies are called behemoths. Only one will appear at a time. Thank goodness, because, these are incredibly difficult enemies to kill. In versions of the game that have active battle time systems, active time battle systems or whatever, behemoths will usually counter after every physical attack. If I remember correctly, in Final Fantasy 4, on the DS version at least, they will counter physical attacks, and if you cast a spell on them, they will counter with an attack called Maelstrom. You don't want to get hit by Maelstrom, by the way. It's, oh, wow. They don't have much HP at all in this version, actually. That's cool. Wow, I, fretted for nothing. And now I'm fretting for something again. No. But you see, Leo's not taking that much damage from Thunder anymore. I mean, 15, and Raph's taking 9? We don't run away. We fight. We fight for better tomorrow. We fight to mute these things. Can they be muted? Well, they probably can, but I'm not sure if that will affect their ability to cast, Thunder at all. I mean... Speaking of casting Thunder, thanks, guys. You're such pals. Such pals. I really don't want to lose Mikey. We can't afford to lose any party members in this dungeon, actually, because, alright, we muted them. And now, ice! But anyway, we can't afford to lose any party members in this dungeon, because... Note that we don't have a, spell... There's a spell called Raise, which will enable you to, revive one party member from the dead. Oh, you can block their, lightning ability with silencing. Cool. But, it will raise a party member from the dead. We don't have that spell yet. The only other alternative for that would be to use a Phoenix down, and, as you would guess from the Magic Circle Cave, we don't have any of those left either. We are up a creek without a paddle. All we can really hope to do is mute some of the more annoying enemies, like these and such, and hopefully tank through. There are, other enemies in this dungeon that, have a lot of HP, but not really that much defensive power and attack power and stuff. And, there are also Sea Kings. No, not the fuck you, fuck yeah, Sea King kinda Sea King, but there are Sea Kings, which are pretty much seahorses. And, there are also King Lizard Men as well. Alright, so the Defender is a very good was I about to say, it's a very good castle to equip? No. It's a very good sword to equip. Our attack power is now really high. Partly because we're not using the blood sword anymore. But also, it's just a very good sword overall, and it's a defense-oriented sword as well. Oh, new enemies, and a back attack. How cool! Thanks, guys! I really like being attacked by seahorses from behind. That probably sounded wrong. I don't think any of the enemies here, save for, enemies called Derise, have, elemental weaknesses. Derise, I'm pretty sure, are weak to, wind-based attacks, since they're flying enemies and such. Sea King... Wow, that was actually quite a bit of damage for, Bolt 2 to be doing at this level and such. More damage than, Ice 3 was doing in. I think I covered this earlier about how Ice 3 only has, like, 80 attack power, and Fire 3 has some obscene amount, like, 150. Anyway. Enemies! Enemies. But yeah, you really want to bring either a thief or a lot of magic keys in this place, because there's a lot of equipment that's incredibly useful in the Temple of Time, and it's just you'll want to get it. Alright, so the next place is here. Magic key unlocked. Cool. Made it sound like we unlocked a magic key. Found diamond chainmail, or diamond mail armor stuff, I guess it's called. And 44 defense. Plus a lot of electric resistance now. We are going to be doing quite well. Ooh, and a new enemy. These are Derise. They don't have much power at all. They are pretty weak enemies. And we got a first attack too, so I mean, there's really no strategy involved to fighting these enemies. Keep on pressing the A button. Or, if you have a turbo button, hold the A turbo button. And you will get success. So much success. It's gonna be ridiculous. Alright, so I think both of the doors in this end are locked. Pretty sure. Yeah, unlock this door. And what's in here? Diamond gloves and an orichalcum knife. Alright, so as I was saying, I found out the pattern for the Scamps enemies, I guess. The more annoying the enemies are, less likely you are to fight a boss in this dungeon. For instance, this dungeon has those annoying Mage Chimera enemies, but no boss. Fair enough. Okay, so we go down here now. Basement floor 3. More water. And Tarragons. Wow. I am being attacked by pterodactyls. For those who might know, pterodactyls are considered vermin. Do not feed them. I'm sure not 0.3% of my fan base is going to understand that one. But, yeah, Tarragons, not particularly threatening. They do have slightly high HP. But they can only, if I remember correctly, they can only use physical attacks, and Ice 3 kills them with our last dying breath. We will swear a revenge on you. I will revenge the revenge. I didn't even... At this point, you can probably just hold down the A button and such, and everything's gonna be alright. Of course, what Bob Marley didn't expect was not everything is going to be alright, because then he died. So remember, you have to be careful when you say every little thing is gonna be alright, because it might come back and bite you in the bum. That's a kind of a morbid note to have things and stuff. Alright, so this door, magic key, treasure chest. Alright, diamond shield. We usually don't use shields anyway, so we get ambushed by enemies that really can't do much of anything. One thing to note is that a lot of the enemies that appear as just a single enemy, in the DS version, a lot of these enemies have the ability to attack twice. And indeed, most of the bosses in this game on the DS version also have the ability to use 2 actions in a row. That was added to the DS version to make it a bit more challenging since less enemies appear on screen. So they decided to beef up the enemy's HP, and also make it so that some of them could attack twice in a row to increase the difficulty. This really gets annoying with Garuda, and oh, another behemoth. And this time we don't even get the first attack. Right, I'll probably want to heal all of us. Don't want to use build up because it'd be very risky at this point to use build up. And oh, we do get a first attack. Behemoths seem very slow. Lines. There we go. And now... punch in the face, 555, deal 20 damage. Cut you like a buffalo, I guess. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, but hey, we killed it. Yeah, the DS version, they are really a lot harder to... oh. The Phantom Lute, sealed in time. Nose Lute began playing a song. Obtained the Nose Lute. Da-da-da-da. So now we have to work our way back out of here. I'm probably gonna cut this and head on to the next place that we need to go to. So, like I said, prepare for a jump cut. Oh, hello, dragon. This was not the enemy I was expecting to fight here. Looks a lot like Bahamut. A lot like Bahamut. Very much so. Incredibly like Bahamut. It's not Bahamut, of course, but it looks an awful lot like him. And indeed, we will be fighting... oh, it's dead already. But indeed, we will be fighting Bahamut later, and we will want to be packing Dragoons for that battle as well. Ooh, another note. So many notes. Twin behemoths. 2 behemoths for the price of 1. This is not good. This is not good. Man, this is not good. Oh man, this is the anti-good. This is bad. Very bad. That was bad. That was really, really bad. Did you hear that? That was my crap. Oh man, but really, Twin Behemoth. I just wanted to note this, so we're gonna cut again. Oh man, that was some jump cut, wasn't it? Wow, that was exactly as planned. We didn't show, like, any enemies that we missed, or enemy combinations that we may have missed or anything. Nope, we cut exactly to where this happened. Oh man, I'm lying. There should be, like, I don't know. Whatever. I'll put them in somehow. Jump cuts. Let's go in here! Unne's Shrine! And that bird is having a seizure. Would that happen to be Noah's loot? You might be able to awaken Unne. Alright, so let's use the loot. Play Noah's loot. The tone is set to reach even the world of dreams echoes through the room. This music again. Yeah. Terrific! Unne has awakened! Oh. Ah, I slept well. Come on, parrot, right on my shoulder. Aye, aye, sir. Now it's time for wake-up exercises. Well, that's a very energetic old lady. Presenting Unne of the Dream World! Ha 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 ha! I don't sound anything at all like an old woman. I'm Unne, I haven't seen this world for a while. Ah, this place is good. Oh, I heard about you in my dreams from Dorga. I can't believe Zonde would do such a thing. Anyway, first we've got to get to the great ship. It can cross mountains. Must be in the ancient ruins to the north. Shall we be off? Huh? What? You don't want to go with this old lady, is that it? No, that's not it. Then let's go! And we got the last temporary party member person. Oh, before I forget, I should give this to you. What? The two fangs you have and this one are the only things that can destroy the statues. There's still one more fang, the Earth Fang. We need to get... We need the great ship to get it. Now let's go. And we received Fire Fang, which can pierce Wonder Guard in Generation 4. That's incredible. I think they fixed that in Generation 5 with Pokemon. Anyway, we'll be going to the Ancient Cave in the next place, and also be fighting an optional boss in the next episode as well. So, until then, and this recording session has gone on long enough, so until then, this is Tough Raga signing out. Stay tuned, damn it.